Mavio, Rad, Matt, good morning, good night to you too, Matt. Guys, thank you for dropping in and hanging out. It was good to see you. I'm just kidding, we can't do that. We really, really need to play this game. It's what some might call an addiction. I hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, and Rad, I'm assuming you were saying that to me. Thank you very much, sir. What are we doing? I don't know. I just want to kill things, but I don't really know where to go. Like, everything's just like flooded with players right now. You know what we're gonna do real quick? Let's goof. Let's have some silly, stupid fun. Check that out, mid-year celebration. Statue of Moloch Ball Harvester. That's cool. Can I look at? Oh yeah, dude, that's cool. Look at that bad mama. That looks good. I like that. Oh, I need that, dude. It matches our outfit so perfectly. It's got the Cadwell's hat, bro. All right, hold on a minute. Hold on. Where is it? Yep. All right. All right. Let's go get that thing. Let's go get that. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Quests, enemies. Use ultimate skills 20 times? Okay, update the outfit. Craft items. Launder items. Pickpocket. Loot containers. Harvest resources around the world. Visit homes. Place 5 furnishings, world bosses. Items to merchants. Incursions. Alright, we can do this. Earn 5 ranks and a skill on. Okay. Yeah, dude. Consume foods, consume drinks. Purchase 1 item from the guild traders. Okay. We can do this. I want to try something real quick. Can I do Fungal Grotto too? And can I do it on like... Let's do it on normal just to like goof around. What, this is how I do it, I think. Let's do this. Do I do Fungal Grotto or like what's the best like enemy pools? I feel like Fungal Grotto 2 is pretty good. Or is 1 good? Let's just do 1. Let's just go in there solo and see if I can pull like all the enemies and just like nuke them real quick with everything we've got going on. I don't know. But yeah, so if you guys were not here yesterday, subclassing dropped like the day before yesterday. I just didn't have a chance to play it until yesterday. So, we made a cool build. I don't know. There's gonna be more builds to come, but like, what if we do like, wait, what if I get rid of Sharp? There we go. I think I can pull all these guys. Yeah. I can't heal for some reason. I pressed my heal button like 5 times and it wouldn't like throw it out. That was an issue starting like, what day was it? We're pulling them all again. We're going back. Whenever they did their like hot patch, it was like at a random day of the week before they started the subclassing thing. Sometimes like abilities just don't want to go, but it's only when I'm in dire need of like a heal or something. Okay, maybe we... See, I would love something that pulls enemies together. Okay, we kill stuff a little fast, I'm not gonna lie. I know that this is normal, they don't have like a ton of health. But I feel like things die before I actually fully get to group them up. Right? See, I don't understand why I can't heal. I don't know. Okay, maybe what I need to do is if we're going solo, like, forget the heal. We could just, like, yoink another ability from somewhere. But, what if we went with, like, the Ring of the Wild Hunt? Was this all the enemies? I think it was. Alright, pop the heal now. Zuli, hello. See, heal. Ooh, thank you. That's crazy. Oh, I forgot about. Wait a minute. No, I think it's Fungal Grotto 2 where he like traps you. All right, I gotta get the combination wrapped up. So, we're not quite done with it, but it does feel like a really good rotation when I'm, you know, not dying. How come I'm streaming late at this night? This was, the time, well, it was close to the time that I was trying to start the streams. The last job I had, I got off work at, like, midnight, so it was, like, perfect to come home, like, 1 o'clock in the morning and, start streaming. And that's what it was for like a few months, and now I've got a new job, and I start at like 7:30 in the morning now, instead of like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I try to retain the schedule as much as I can. It's not quite what it was before, but it's close. I would still start at 1 a.m. if I could, but it's tough. It's tough to do that. Speaking of tough to do that, I promised you guys I was going to get more sleep last night. I did not. That's so satisfying, dude. I think the Ring of the Wild Hunt would go pretty hard on this build. Dude, I'll be honest, I feel like I don't even necessarily need an execute. I guess it depends on the boss fight. Like, these boss fights, maybe. Or, sorry, did I say these boss fights? I meant veteran, sorry. Oh! I'm okay. Dude, if we could soak up ultimate... Wait, what's going on here? If we could soak up ultimate from bodies like that, it would be a complete game changer. Like, we'd have infinite ultimate. Literally. Like, we would never need to, or never not have an ultimate, essentially. Okay. The blast bones cast like almost perfectly in between my my abilities. Where are we going here? I will say that the short run times on the what you call it. The short run times on the dots from my back bar are a little bit on the obnoxious side.
By the ebony blade, this is it. We found the shrine.
Alright. That was a decent little warm-up.
What an honor.
And on the topic of not being able to heal, I think I might just be bad at the game. That's totally a possibility. Alright. So, what are we going to do here? What can I do to refine this build? Because I know there's room for improvement. Like, aside from the stuff that we're just missing because I haven't leveled up the bars fully, there's absolutely room for improvement. So, like, we have the assassination skill tree. We have mark target, which... Do I necessarily need Lotus Fan? I feel like I don't. It's cool because it's AoE, but I forget what this morphs into. Is it major? Is it major something? I think we can major something from this. Let's morph this. Let's chuck this right there. We'll drop the Lotus Fan for the moment. Grim Focus I definitely want. I kind of want it on the friggin' front bar. I could put it here in place of mark target whenever we unlock it. What is it, level 42? We're getting there. We could put it on the front bar, and that would leave 2 slots for us on the back. And I definitely want Shocking Siphon. It'd be nice to have some sort of, like, heal over time. Like, aside from just, like, Resolving Vigor. Because Resolving Vigor is really good, but I just don't know if it's, like... Is it effective enough? Like, would it be better to have a burst heal on the front bar, and then, like, a damage over time as it... Or, sorry, a heal over time, like Resolving Vigor on the back bar? Because I don't really have any burst heals. I definitely don't think I have any burst heals. Is there gonna be one anywhere else? I don't think so. I could take a subclassing ability, or subclassing. I could take a whatever these are. Let's do that. Let's put this there, and we could probably take like I want to say, where is it? I could have sworn it was in here somewhere. Wait a minute. Did they take contingency out of the game? That's what it's called, contingency. I thought it was a mage's guild. Hold up. Nope. Ivea. We could take contingency. There. I think that's probably going to be our best burst heal. And with contingency, we could also bring ourselves like another unique buff of some kind that I might not have access to. Now, I know I'm gonna have all the major and minors that I'm looking for, including whatever the freaking, whatever I just put on my bar or tomorrow morphs into. Excuse me. I still haven't gotten. It's right here. It's right here. Did these get like undone? They got like undone. Odd. It's not the best burst heal, is it? It could be a lot better. But when you combine it with all this other stuff, it's kind of insane. Like class mastery is kind of cool. You know what I think got changed? Check this out. Banner. I'm pretty sure banner got changed. So, what do we do here? Reduces the cost of non-ultimate abilities. Ooh. So this is mana and, well, stamina and mana per second, which is interesting. See, that heals every 2 seconds. Increases your damage over time. Do we have like a direct damage? Reduces damage taken, multi-target. Increases area of effect, which we have a lot of area of effect. Martial damage, non-ultimate damage, direct damage. Honestly, area of effect. Well, okay, the area of effect. Musa, what up, brother? Hello, sir. It's going good, dude. How you doing? Area of effect would not affect Killer's Blade, whereas direct damage would. This is area of effect. This is area of effect. This is area of effect. This is not. And it's also not direct damage either. At least the bleed over time is not direct damage. This is area of effect. This is area of effect. This is not. This is a single target ability. I think direct damage would be cool. The only thing direct damage isn't going to affect is these two things. But that's honestly not what I'm after right now. So what if I did that? What if we took Banner, direct damage. I have Minor Berserk. I have Brutality and Sorcery. I don't know if I have Courage. I don't think I do. I don't have Heroism either, but we have so much ultimate gain with the passive effect from the one Nightblade ultimate. I don't have Endurances, which would be super convenient. I don't have Protections. I do have Resolves, and I do have Savagery. I could take Courage. And then I'm assuming, I think, man, okay, so Class Mastery is cool, but we're not going to get the 50% increase bonus from Sacred Ground. Increases your weapon and spell damage by 6%, or sorry, by 6 for every 1% movement speed bonus, up to a max of 450. Does it show me what I'm currently at? I don't think it does. I think the heal would be cool. Why'd that go down, though? It's rather expensive, man. Like, I know that it used to reduce your recoveries by 33%, and it was essentially a free ability to maintain. But let's run it for a minute. Let's just see how it feels. You can't know until you know. Oops. So, I don't have it on the front or on the back bar though. So that's kind of an issue, right? You need to double bar this if you want to maintain it. Which we could do that, but I'd be passing up. Or you know what? What's the bottom? It's Minor Courage. Dang it. So marked target would have its place taken by Grim Focus. Just too many abilities. Just too many of them. I mean, forget Unstable Wall of Elements, right? I just don't need that. I could just get rid of it. It's good, especially since I'm running the Maelstrom Staff. It's actually very good. Like, the Maelstrom Staff is crazy. It's under my big old honker. But, on that bar, it gives you 1200 pen. Now, we don't really stay on that bar very often. But, like, it increases the wall of damage, or the damage that your Wall of Elements does by 1206, excuse me. So 1206 and 800 is, like, just over 2000 damage a second. Which I feel like is quite good. It's a good dot. But I wouldn't be against passing it up. So we put Grim Focus there. We would put... you know what? Let's put this right here. Right? We'll leave the banner right there. That's gonna stay there. We're gonna put banner here so it's double barred. This is likely gonna change. Did you say your big old honker? Yeah, my nose. Sorry, it was under my big old honking nose. And then that would leave room for the Shocking Siphon to go in place of Wall of Elements. And Shocking Siphon is gonna give us Major Prophecy and Savagery when it's active, which theoretically would be all the time. Plus it's a freaking crazy dot. So what's 20 divided by 21,500 is going to be just over like 1,700 damage a second. What do you mean right dot 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 dot? Hold on, let me do the math on that. It is like it's probably like 1,400 damage a second. 21,480 divided by 20 is, oh, it's 1,074. I was sort of close. So it is a good dot. It does half as much damage as what Wall of Elements would do, which is unfortunate, but hear me out, I won't have to cast it as often. The only thing is Boneyard. Boneyard is such a short-timed thing. So, I am concerned about sustain with Shocking Banner. We have a 20-second dot here. This would be a 20-second ability. I don't want to have to switch back to my back bar every 10 seconds. It would be really convenient if I could get Boneyard to be 20 seconds, but you just can't. Is there anything else that applies Major Breach in an AoE that lasts longer, like 20 seconds? Major Breach in an AoE I don't think is gonna happen. Like, this is not... I don't even see Breach in here. Hold on. We could always switch the weapon on the back bar. I don't... You know what? That's Minor Breach. And I don't think that lasts very long. It is an 8-meter radius. Sorry, my nose is itchy. That's... yeah. Where was I? Right there. Deflects... Oh, you know what, dude? Dang it. Dang it, there's no Breach here. You think there's one from the guild? Undaunting. Undaunted. Alright, hold on. Whoop. I got the thickest fingers you've ever seen. Which one would it be? I think I've got these morphed. I think I have all but the last two morphed. Oh, it's an AoE taunt. Is it an AoE taunt? I thought it was single target, but I know it's ranged for sure. Might be DK. Hold on. Now, I'm pretty positive that Wield Soul has Major Breach. No, yeah. Major Breach. But the problem with that, well, it only lasts 10 seconds. Gosh darn it. Dang it. It's also single target, which is an issue. Maybe it's not a problem. Like, alright, hear me out. If I only need... Oop, I can't. Button can't do not. My combination is so rigid with these two, with Jabs and Blast Bones, that swapping to the back bar once every rotation, or once every 10 seconds, might not be horrible. So, say for example, I cast Barb Trap, I cast whatever, you know, the tether from the Necro line, and then I drop Boneyard, I swap, you know, I hit him with like blast bones, jabs, and then every like so often, in between, mark target, or not mark target, but the bow and arrow. Grim focus every 5 stacks or something. In place of a biting jabs, I weave mark target, right? And then every 10 seconds I would flip to the back bar real quick. I would do like 1 jab or a grim focus, whatever is up and available. If grim focus is available, I think I'll replace jabs with it. So I drop like 1 of either biting jabs or grim focus, and then I swap to the back bar, drop boneyard. If needed, I can cast a heal, and then I swap right back into the go to the blast bones. I think that would be enough time, and it wouldn't let my passives fall off, because this is like 10 seconds. I think that's the move, dude. So depends on how expensive this is. What? Is it free? Is it bugged? Am I drunk? Maybe it's in combat it costs moolah. So you don't have to drop it out of combat. It says 459 magic every 2 seconds and 395 stamina every 2 seconds. Maybe it's in combat. Is there somebody I can stab around here? Oh, you know what? I think there's target dummies on the other side, but I would like to take a look at the store real quick. Because it's been a minute since I've actually been in here and looked at their stuff. A lore book. Where the store? I'm lost.
I've just come back from another.
Alright, we have everything in here. Doesn't feel like anything really changed. I'm pretty sure there's dummies on the opposite side, which will put us in combat. Alright, wait, let's get to 100%. Don't tell Zenimac, but I think this might be bugged. Don't tell them. Nope, don't tell them. It's okay. You don't have to tell them. Don't let them know. They're not watching this. I'll tell you freaking what. They're not watching us. If they're watching you, don't say anything, okay? Got it. Let's go kill some things, dude. Do I dare? I don't have an engagement tool. But I don't have a heal on the front bar. Ew, dude. No, why would I even bother? No. After everything that I went through just the other day, ripping and ranting about how much I hate Battlegrounds, I'm not doing it. I almost forgot. I almost forgot how bad they were. Don't do it. Alright, let's go, maybe kill some world bosses. I know we have 2 more quests in Summerset, which we could absolutely do. But yeah, let's go do that. We'll kill some stuff on the way. We should have enough time to do whatever it is that we got to do today. So, Summerset, Vault of Mawahiti. Where is it? Yep. But yeah, we're almost done with Summerset, which is cool. there's stuff to be doing after this. I think we're gonna do Vardenfell after we get through Summerset. Is it you? Are you?
Where have you been?
Oh.
Things aren't going well, my
What?
friend. The Conclave's efforts to attune the Resolute Diamonds have failed, and news of the proposed alliance with Daedric princes has the Sijiks on edge. Did you really make a deal with Vile and Mephala?
No. No.
I suppose, but it feels
No.
strange to be making deals with creatures that were our enemies only moments ago. Please, go speak to Valserin. She carries the burden of the Right Master's death like a weight upon her shoulders. She could use your help.
Okay.
Valserin is waiting for you.
No, wait a minute. What is this? That was a Relic Master quest. We'll come back to that. I think it was a side quest we picked up last time. I was trying to remember where we left off, but the tower that is like the connectivity between realms is being ripped apart. It's a bad
The
situation.
Conclave is at its wit's end. Since the loss of the Right Master, they've looked to me for guidance. Nothing I've suggested has gotten us closer to reaching the Crystal Tower, though. In the meantime, Sotha Seal has asked to see you.
Thanks, Sotha.
Something to do with the Crystal Tower, no doubt. Sotha Seal has never been forthcoming, though he seems to have taken a liking to you. But tell me, what about Darian and Lathan?
Darian's on his way back. He's bringing Latham with him.
Both decided to return? I'm surprised. Meridia's knight has a stake in this, but why would Lathan volunteer to return to captivity? Well, go and talk to Sotha Seal. Perhaps he can tell us what to expect inside the Crystal Tower. Sotha Seal, wait.
Alright, we'll talk to Sotha Seal. You guys might have to give me like 30 seconds to go get some Advil. I didn't realize how much pain my neck and back were in today. Give me like 1 second. This is what happens when you start getting old, man. Everything just hurts every single day. Alright. Sotha? Seal it up, dude.
The tribunal has been warned. They will make preparations in case the efforts here fail. I doubt that even they can weather the resulting storm if the worst comes to pass. As I calculated, your actions will determine the outcome of these events.
Is that why you sent for me?
In part. Determining the possible consequences of disparate actions becomes easier when studying the primary catalyst. You have a tendency to fill that role in almost all situations. What happened after the Sapiarchs failed to attune the diamonds?
I made a deal with... I didn't make a deal with the Vile to reach the Crystal Tower, and Mephala is considering attuning the diamonds.
A bold move. Still, I see the logic. Who better to send against their betrayer than the mortal who bested their plans at every turn? If Mephala agrees, you'll be able to assault the tower. I just wish I knew what Nocturnal hopes to accomplish.
Nocturnal plans to use the Crystal Tower and the Sea Sloot's abyssal pearls to remake reality.
I'm not sure that's within the capability of the Crystal Tower, but if she uses my technique for siphoning life energy to supercharge the tower... An interesting application of the magic of the abyssal pearls. It could work, I suppose.
What do you mean?
If Nocturnal uses the life force of Nirn to increase the power of the Crystal Tower, she can then use the same technique to steal the energy of the Daedric princes as she invades their realms. Infinite connections, infinite power. Ingenious.
I mean, it kind of sounds cool, dude. If anybody's gonna take over, I think, like, Nocturnal's probably one of the coolest ones. Like, her ads, her monsters that she has running around could be just a little bit cooler. But she's got a really neat idea of a realm. Like, dude, honestly, they should all just stick to their own realms. Just leave it as it is. Variety's the spice of life, man. Everybody gets their own realm. We can visit now and then, have a little vacation. It's not bad.
Gather your companions and meet me in the Dreaming Cave. We must contact Vile and Mephala so you can enter the Crystal Tower, recover the heart of transparent law, and repair the Tower Crystal. That will require a burst of divine energy, though.
We need divine energy to repair the transparent law crystal ?
Transparent law, the crystal at the top of the tower, is as much metaphysical as it is tangible. Only divine energy can reconnect the heart and make the crystal whole. Of course, Nocturnal is aware of this as well.
Hey man, Mafia, it's whatever you want, man. Whatever makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. You freaking, hey, Pride Month it up, baby. You do what you want.
If Nocturnal performs the restoration, and once again merges the heart with transparent law, her connection to the tower will become unbreakable. She truly will ascend to an infinite state of being.
So what do you suggest I do?
You must enter the Crystal Tower and recover the heart. Then find a relic filled with divine energy and repair transparent law. Only then will the tower's innate defenses re-engage and repel Nocturnal's influence. In theory, anyway.
Alright, let's do it. Let's lock it in. After we complete a certain amount of quests, and we start making progress on the golden pursuits, which I think we should have already, right? Yeah, we're getting there. We'll move on to other forms of progressing through the golden pursuits, because that pet has to be in my pocket. Like, absolutely positively. I like this little Gwar. He's adorable, and he does match a little bit, but that golden one has freaking Cadwell's helmet on, dog. Gotta wear it.
This is Arteon.
Razum.
Raz is impressed and truly frightened by the very strange sky.
No, the sky's
Here
beautiful.
comes your friend now. Just remember, Razandar
Oh,
sent...
Raz, I'm trying to talk to you, my friend.
For a place that doesn't like... Raz never had the urge to travel to Oblivion or visit a magically displaced island. But now Raz feels like the cat who caught the farmer's prized turkey. It is good to see you safe, my friend. Now, tell Raz you have a way to save Summerset.
Dude, has Raz been paying attention to anything? Has he done anything throughout this entire quest line? He's just been, like, a side character for literally every single moment of it, the whole way through. I'm so disappointed in him.
Raz knew that strange talking dog would lead you into trouble. Do you really think we can trust those Daedric princes? No, too late for that. Tell Raz the rest of your plan, yes?
We're gonna assault the tower and stop Nocturnal.
Foolish, but brave. Also very foolish. Raz has walked into certain death many times and emerged with his fur intact. Mostly. But Raz knows why you do this thing. Raz will not try to talk you out of this. He will instead give you happy news.
Okay, you've got happy news?
Raz warned Queen Irene. She has promised to contact the leaders of the other alliances and assemble a mighty force to deal with this threat. Which brings us to the not-so-happy news.
And what's the not-so-happy news?
The mighty force won't reach Summerset for quite some time. Oh, Raz could tell you about prevailing winds, unusual storms, and other factors beyond our control, but it amounts to the same thing. We're on our own, my friend.
Then what was the point in the happy news? Okay, wait a minute. His happy news was that he had contacted Queen Irene and requested reinforcements to help assault the tower. And his not so happy news was that she said no. Basically, not really, but she basically, I mean, she did say yes, but I mean, dude, come on.
Not this time. Raz must go back and lead the divine prosecution in defense of Summerset.
Yeah.
If the Crystal Tower keeps exploding, we will evacuate the island and save as many people as we can.
Get away from me. I hate Raz today. I'm so disappointed in his character's, like, inputs of this whole quest line. He was by far one of the coolest, most impactful characters of all 3 alliances, just start to finish, dude. He was so cool. He's easily one of my favorites. And he's just stood around and been like, what'd you do? Oh, cool. All right. You gonna go do something else? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I'd love to join you, but
You were always elderways.
I don't know about it. And like, that's just been him over and over and over again throughout the whole quest line. Dude, it's hella
I
disappointing.
should have been there with you, with her, at the end.
You were
For a
trying
mega
to save
superhero,
her.
man, he sucks.
I know that. It was just this shrine. Val and I built it for our daughter after she died. High elves don't bury their dead, but we needed something to remember her by. She loved climbing this tree before the illness took her. I forgot how beautiful it was.
Dang, bro.
With the Sijic Order and my mistress Methala aligned toward a common goal, I'm feeling practically giddy with anticipation. But never fear. I'll re-establish contact with my prince when called upon to do so. I gave you my word.
Okay, what did you hope to accomplish with the Court of Bedlam?
The court offered me a purpose after my life lost its meaning. Our princes promised to remake the world, turn it into a better place, a paradise, and they were going to elevate the Altmer back to their status as gods. Suffering would come to an end.
Isn't that what Nocturnal still wants to do?
Not in the least. Remaking the world to eliminate death and disease is one thing. Destroying everything to turn yourself into a being of infinite power, well, that's something else entirely. Methala will see that and provide the help you need.
Butterfly? Sorry?
Things will never be the same between me and Lathan again. But I think we understand each other a little better now. Funny how the approaching end of the world has a way of putting everything into perspective.
You ready to do this?
I've been a member of the Sijic Order for more years than I can remember. But this is the first time since my daughter's illness that I've been truly frightened about what's to come.
So this is your first time facing the end of the world.
The world ends all the time. It's just that I'm more accustomed to that being a personal event and not a shared experience. The world ended when the Right Master died, for example, but only from his perspective. If Nocturnal remakes reality...
It ends for everybody. So let's go to the Dreaming Cave,
You
baby.
have a way of instilling...
Yep, I'm... Uh-huh. A man of few words. Nice mount, dude. It's too much, though. That was excessive. I thought we were going to the Dreaming Cave. Why are we going back into Sephora Tower? Hello? Man, they do a lot of yapping before saving the world, I'll be honest. We could have been there by now. We could have put on the assault. Or we could have been putting on the assault, but instead, we're looting crates. Which is part of the Golden Pursuits, so back off my nuts.
Sijics must be wine drinkers, because this ale they make tastes awful.
I thought there was another crate in here. It must be
I
the
brought
other room.
Lathan back, and what does Valsurin do? Sends me off without a word or a thank you. So when do we head out to assault the Crystal Tower? No one tells me anything around here.
We're about to leave, like, right now.
I knew I could count on you. You're always straight with me. I appreciate that. Still, the last time I went off to fight a Daedric prince, there was a celebration. A party! This time it's just us.
Wow. I guess we're not partying.
What? No, I didn't mean it like that. I just mean back then there were more familiar faces, friends who I knew had my back, charging into battle with allies I trusted.
The
There's
disrespect.
a comfort in that. Here I'm practically a stranger.
You can count on me, sucker. Let's go.
And trust me, I am grateful for that. You're kind of like me in a lot of ways, aren't you? An outsider caught up in things we don't fully understand. Whatever happens, when this is over, let me buy you a drink. Then we can have a proper celebration.
Dude, Darian thinks he's the main character. He really does. Like, every time he shows up, he's like, and I'm here! Like, every time. Ooh, a little bit of frame rate, too. I noticed that yesterday, where it's just a little bit choppy from time to time. I hope whatever that is gets resolved. It's not like game breaking,
when
though.
you're ready to proceed. This is the moment of truth. Once we begin, nothing can stop the rush to the grand conclusion. Make sure you have everything you need before I activate the Dreaming Cave.
Ready, son, let's go.
I'll lead you through the fields of regret to reach the Crystal Tower.
Hey, that dog just talked.
I can establish contact with Methala. She's ready to appear if you're willing to lower the defenses.
Oriandra, Valsarin, assist me. Let us open a path and not keep the Prince of Secrets waiting.
So the seal, the false god. I should have expected to see you.
That's crazy, they just, like, opened the door for her.
Will you honor the agreement you made with this mortal?
I am always true to my word. You are strangely consequential for a mortal. In my calculations, I somehow overlooked your significance. And yet, that is worked to my advantage. For now we have a chance to thwart Nocturnal, and that will be something to savor.
Mafia would thwart Nocturnal.
I can attune the diamond keys, but that won't be enough to keep you safe. Using the secrets she stole from So the Seal, Nocturnal has infused the Crystal Tower with boundless energy. It makes the tower's connection to reality increasingly unstable.
What else do we need?
I must turn the Resolute Diamonds into more than just keys. They must become an anchor, something to lock you to this reality. Without such a weight, you will be lost as the tower rapidly shifts from one plane to the next. And in exchange...
What you want?
2 trivial concessions, nothing more. First, just as Vile sends his hound, I want you to take my Earl Lathan into the Crystal Tower.
That's fine.
And second, I wish a private meeting with So the Seal after reality has been saved. Do we have a deal?
I can only speak for myself. Attune the diamonds, as you have said, and Lathan can come with me.
2 resolute diamonds, imbued with the power of Methala. Now they merge into a single gem. 1 resolute anchor to serve as both key and safeguard. Do not lose this. Only its presence will keep you and your companions anchored to this reality.
What does she think? I'm just gonna, like, sit it down on the table and walk away like it's a pair of car keys? I'm gonna keep it, lady. Are you out of your freaking mind?
Remember,
let's go.
If any of you stray too far from the protection of the resolute anchor, you'll be lost in the nothingness between realities.
Do not lose this.
And know that I will be watching.
Can she do that? I hate being spied on.
Now it's my turn.
Finally. So, we didn't actually agree to the terms of her service. We said that it wasn't our decision, and she, like, was just like, okay, cool. Which, I'm assuming the dude's cool with it, so with the seal.
I bet Nocturnal knows we're coming. So much for the element of surprise.
Where's Vile's hound? Has he abandoned us already?
This is freaking cool as crap, dude. I like this a lot. I would imagine that Methala is gonna want in on the secrets that the Sotha Seal has to essentially, like, absorb life energy.
Nocturnal sends creatures into our realm. Not while barbers.
Yeah, it's this this banner.
Where are you going, creature?
This banner's free, bro.
I don't think I like Barbus very much.
Okay, I think what I'd do is I engage. Where are the enemies? Oh, it's the things on the ground that are the enemies on the map. I think what I need to do is. Wait a minute. You know what? It is consuming it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Yeah. So I think what I'd do is I start on my front bar. I drop the blast bones and then swap to my back bar and drop the other abilities.
What a mess. And to think Nocturnal dares much attacking my master's realm. But here you are, safe and sound. The Crystal Tower. At least it's the version that exists in the Fields of Regret. Now, I really need to get back to barking and biting Nocturnal's minions.
We can enter the tower and reach Nocturnal from here, yeah.
Well, that depends on how good Mephala magic is. If you're attuned to the Resolute Anchor like she promised, then the doors to the Crystal Tower will open at your approach.
If
not, you'll more than likely die on the doorstep.
Great, thanks.
That was the plan, yes. But plans change when Nocturnal attacked my master's realm. Now Clavicus Vile wants me to repel those invaders and start preparing contingencies in case you fail. Understand, I have no contingencies, so try not to fail.
Well, nice, real nice. Well, so it wasn't even the point of him leaving then. Wouldn't he be better off here to help us so that we are more insured not to fail? Silly Daedra. Silly freaking Daedra. What can we expect inside the Crystal Tower?
I've never been inside a tower that straddles every reality, but I expect you're going to have to go up. If you do reach the Night Mistress, fight her once for me.
Yeah. Alright.
Remember Mephala's warning.
It definitely is consuming magic and stamina now. I think it was bugged out earlier. Maybe it had to do with like where we were in the world.
The interior and the exterior.
But I'm regenerating
rarely coincide perfectly.
pretty much the same amount of
I
magic
pity
and
the
stamina.
Sapiarchs that were present when Nocturnal unleashed this magic.
Sprinting is annoying though, because it basically just means my sprinting costs more. I keep pressing it by accident. I do think that maybe we should trade out this freaking item though. This monster helmet. As much as I really like Selene's web, it's fun. It's very strong when it works. I just think it's incredibly inconsistent. Let's say most enemies die before it gets to launch, and if it launches and shoots itself at an enemy, connecting is another question. Did I just crit for 135,000? There's no way. I don't believe that. I actually don't know where I am, so oh, we're still in Summerset, never mind. I was trying to collect all the urns and stuff because I wasn't sure if we'd get any fancy recipes, but apparently not.
A dead end? Did we make a wrong turn?
No. We go through the wall, dude.
The tower.
This is friggin' Hogwarts?
Fascinating. It appears to be reconfiguring itself.
Then let's get moving before
That's
the tower
cool.
remakes this platform out of existence.
I expect we'll see more evidence of this malleable nature the higher we climb.
Look at this place. Part of the ceiling is
Yes,
fallen
but
in.
what happened to the Shadow Sapiarchs? They were thick as crows
Really?
on the lower levels.
A walking volcano?
I'm tempted to drop this heal over time off of the banner. Like, it's good, but is there something
I
better?
don't know how you entered the tower, but you must get
Actually,
out
it
of
is
here.
kind of nice.
She's
It's
still
like
alive.
super nice.
We have to help her.
No, stay back. The relic that protects me, it's failing. You can't help me.
She's right. Look how she's starting to fade.
So why is there a Sapiarch just climbing? And how did she get in here if she didn't have the friggin' keys? What does it mean when people say RP sets? RP sets. Like, in what context?
Please, before I am lost, tell me, what happened? I deserve to know why the tower has done this.
Nocturnal has taken control of the Crystal Tower. How do we ascend the tower from here?
Nocturnal? So I am to die as a pawn in some game played by a Daedric prince?
Shut up.
I'm sorry, but you've reached a dead end. The explosions.
About gear
The
sets?
exit is blocked by debris. There's no way to move it. You should turn back and flee.
RP sets. I honestly don't know, but I feel like if I heard the explanation to it, I'd be like, oh, duh, of course that's what that means. But I'm not sure.
The old ballista. If you could get it working again, it might be strong enough to punch through the debris. Oh gods, the relic. I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die.
It's not craftable sets. That doesn't make any sense.
Clear your mind.
It's so
It wouldn't be
hard
proc sets.
to concentrate.
Resource.
Think of your loved ones. Picture their faces, and my magic will help you.
I see them.
You heard a lot of people's
The
channels?
pain is fading.
I could look it up here in a
I
minute.
can see.
Because I don't know. I'm not sure what that means.
She's gone.
Her last moments were peaceful. I saw to that.
Well done.
The magic that held back the shadows is gone. They'll be upon us before we know it.
Okay. Let me, Oh, role-playing. That's what RP is. I honestly, I don't really know much about role-playing. If I'm being for real, like, it's not something I've ever gotten into, but I do know it's quite popular. That makes sense, though. Like, role-playing is like, when you put a costume on or something, and you're just like, I guess it depends on the context. Mafia likes to roleplay a lot, for example. That kind of context, it is something that, you know, is not necessarily something we should be discussing on YouTube, but if you'd like, you could private message DM or
That is a
Mafia.
ballista. It's not broken, it's just missing a few parts. Look around while I get the rest of it back in working condition.
Look around. Look around. Who? What? Nah. Thought we were climbing this tower, dude. Yeah. Okay, so role playing would be just like pretending, like make believe, right? It's say you want to be a furry, but you're too broke to afford a furry costume in the game. you can dress up as a werewolf, and there are sets that would complement the theme of dressing up as a werewolf. Something like that. Or like say you want to roleplay as like a king or a queen or something under certain circumstances. You can do that, you could dress your character up like that, and you can use sets that would essentially like fit the theme and complement that concept. That's why I've been confused. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never really gotten into it myself. It's not something that I have huge interest in. I guess, like, in theory, like, just playing ESO in general is role-playing, because, like, it's not real life. But, I don't know, dude. Or, like, when Exo Beaver puts on a beaver costume. No, that's real. That's real. It's not considered role-playing if, like, I am a beaver. What you guys don't realize is that, it's not a costume that I put on. This is a costume that I just take off. And I become my real self. Alright, Gaunter. Below. What are you wanting from me, game? Did I not come in here and grab what I needed? Now it's highlighted. Okay. Ugh. Gosh, those are some big logs. Big rocks. My stamina regen is horrendous, though. From sprinting? God, that's horrible.
That should do it. Just need a crank, a rope, and some ballista bolts.
There they
That should
are.
work. Let's blast away out of here.
Like, I'm definitely still... It still feels like I've got like a 30% or more degeneration of my resources. Where am I aiming? You want me to shoot this wall? How would I know? It says on the blocked passage, which would be right here. Oh, now it works.
Now that's how to clear a path.
I can't get out.
I need one of those.
Man, I'm not getting any recipes from any of these. A boy can dream.
Curious. From the opening in the ceiling, it appears that we're no longer in Vile's realm.
So that's what they meant when they said the tower was in every realm at the same time.
I thought it was obvious that that's what they meant by the tower was in every realm at the same time. Am I really gonna sit here and loot every one of these urns? No, I don't think I am. We're gonna move forward. Random prog sets. Is that a thing? I mean, yeah, I'd say yeah, that's a thing. Under what context though? Like, I'd say an example of a random proc set would be.
It appears to require a key, however. Down there. That looks like a likely
The new
candidate.
mythic that released recently, for this new update. I forget what it's called, but essentially, like, it has like 6 or 7 different effects that it releases whenever you dodge roll. That could be like a random proc set, or it could literally mean like any random proc set. Like, you can use any proc set you want, under that context, right? So like, say they're putting together a build and they're trying to represent, like, I don't know, like a build that is flexible in a way that's like, all right, you can take these other aspects of the build, and you can use a random proc set in place of like what I use here in this video, or like whatever it is that means. I don't know. I guess that makes sense, right? It makes sense to me. I do think that like slapping a random proc set into most of people's builds is gonna be, you know, it's gonna end up with a lack of efficiency.
Where did she come from?
Nocturnals started to repair transparent law. Soon none
Like
of
for
this will
example,
No, you mustn't do
before
this.
subclassing dropped, I was
reason with
using a
crazy
5-piece
Lathan.
deadly set, and I was
Besides,
using
we've
a
got company.
5-piece Pillar of
How
Nern set.
observant tonight.
The Pillar of Nern set worked perfectly with the what's it called? The deadly set, because Pillar of Nern provided a damage over time effect, and 5-piece deadly affects your damage over time. And so your buff set would be, or well, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the new metas, question mark? No, not necessarily. I don't really focus on meta.
Just
Liv.
hand over the damn
Leo.
key.
Live Leo.
She's just trying to slow
Whatever you
us
prefer to be
down.
called.
Meet up at the gate pedestal.
So like, your deadly would be your buff set. That would like increase the value of your damage outputs and things like that. Whereas your Pillar of Nern would be your proc set, right? And the specific type of proc that Pillar of Nern provides is buffed directly by deadly. That's why I use that. So if you use a random proc set in place of Pillar of Nern, yeah, it'll still be good. Like proc sets, there's nothing wrong with them. Proc sets are good, they're valuable, and it's nice to have that extra boost of damage. But when it comes to Pillar of Nern, or specifically any proc set that's going to have their damage increased because of deadly directly, that's going to be a lot more efficient. So like slapping any random set in place of like somebody else's proc set is going to probably not work as well. It'll still work, but it won't work as well. So I don't know, man. It depends on how you want to play it too.
Pedestal.
Okay, we're talking about different
She did
sets
something to the controls.
and what the set is
gate
good
won't
for and what
open.
sets were good to grind for. You heard it's an RP set. I just thought it was weird. Yeah, I honestly, I didn't know about that myself. Like, there's a lot of lingo within ESO that I feel like I've grasped pretty well. Like there's so many like abbreviations for so many different things. RP is not one that I've heard often, if ever.
We must be nearing the pinnacle of the
If I
tower.
have heard it, I
That's
didn't
why
pay any attention
Nocturnal
to
sent
it.
her champion to slow us down. Nocturnal's Earl damaged this mechanism beyond repair. Even if we had acquired the key, I'm not sure it would have opened the gate.
I'll be honest, dude. I don't know why you would replace the words random proc with RP. I feel like that just is a bit confusing. At least like when you're talking about it. Like, see, that's the thing with the lingo for ESO. It doesn't make a ton of sense. If I'm talking directly to you with my freaking mouth and I say like, man, I WTS this freaking item that I got the other day. It came out of a crate, and like no, it's like I want to sell you this item that I got the other day that came out of a crate. It doesn't make any sense to abbreviate over things like that. So I don't know why people do that, dude. It just complicates things. And it's confusing. But when you're
Symbiote
typing
magic
it,
is powerful,
different story.
but not as powerful as the magic of the Psijic Order. Since we don't have the key, I can try to overcome the damaged mechanism and then follow after you.
How you gonna do that?
I can operate the mechanism manually from here. Then, once you and Darien are through the gate, I could teleport across and make it to the other side before it snaps back shut.
All right.
The gate! It's opening!
It's opening.
I can't hold this for very long.
I'm here.
Gate!
Okay, can't go this way.
All of you.
I wondered if you'd actually show yourself instead of just projecting menacing images.
A closed gate won't save them, Lathan.
No, but this will keep you busy for a time.
Is this where he dies?
Where'd
Oh.
they go?
Poof.
Is
I think he
Lathan
just RP'd himself.
gone?
really pooped.
That should keep her busy. For a short time, at least.
What? He's
why
back.
are you glowing?
I was overconfident, I'm afraid. Valcerin always said I was too sure of my own abilities. I just assumed I'd be able to get back to the protection of the Resolute Anchor before I was unmade. Pity. I would have preferred a more heroic ending.
Okay, so he's sacrificing
I
himself?
had to do something to get rid of Nocturnal's champion. At least for a little while. Beyond that, I really did hope that a moment outside the Anchor's protection wouldn't be fatal. Just something else you can tell Valcerin I was wrong about.
Alright, well, see you later.
You can stop Nocturnal. I'd really rather not see you and the Knight wind up with this fate. And if all goes well, you can tell Valcerin that I'm sorry.
Aww.
Now hurry. Nocturnal's Earl won't be gone long.
Thanks for sacrificing yourself, nerd. Oh, sorry, hold on.
I had to do something. I should be thinking.
There
Tell
we go.
her I'm going to go be with our daughter.
Oh.
Tell Val that we will wait for her.
God dang, dude, that was super sad, man.
We should keep moving.
Oh.
There's nothing more we can do here.
I did kind of like that guy. He was a good character. I just like killing stuff now, dude. It's so satisfying. The abilities weave so fluently. Like, it really, I don't know. I didn't expect it to be so smooth. I thought, like, certain combinations would feel, like, rough. And, like, almost as if they weren't, like, designed to be, you know, dropped one ability after the other. And I thought you'd be kind of, like, shoehorned into specific combos just because of that fact, but, like, just chucking random
Nocturnal's
stuff
realm.
together feels so nice.
Gotta be nearing the top of this damn thing.
You thought Lathan could stop me? He's only delayed the
Ignore the
inevitable.
creepy voice. We have to keep going.
You know, a cleanse with some movement speed would be cool too. Like, having minor courage is really nice, but
That's far enough. My mistress can't be interrupted. Her work is too important.
Give me the damn Dawnbreaker back.
Come and get it.
Mafia,
I
welcome
don't
back.
understand. Why didn't the sword protect me?
What kind of honking
was
moving
never
did you get
intended
this
for
time?
Meridia's magic is gone. The blade isn't yours anymore either.
We'll see about that.
Ah! I was looting. Come on, man.
Join Meridia in my eternal
Disrespect. Banana nut. Banana nut.
Not dying like this.
A banana nut.
That worked. I mean, of course it worked. I just need a moment.
Don't mind me just scooting, looting all my stuff I need out of urns and stuff and things. I'll be right there with you, sir. I don't know why that had to be a song. We'll eventually get a recipe, right? One day. I think that was all of them.
Nocturnal's Earl was wrong. Meridia's power, it's not gone. Her magic remains strong and vibrant. The vessel, the last light of Meridia. It's me.
So he's being undone too. The vessel, the last light. What you mean?
I finally understand everything Meridia told me. Her power, it's inside me. And with it, I can remove the corruption from Dawnbreaker. I can fill the relic with divine energy again.
Sotha Seal said we need a relic with divine energy to repair the transparent law crystal.
Then this is even better.
Yeah.
You can use the restored Dawnbreaker to save the world.
Everybody's dying, man.
I just won't be around to see it happen. I finally understand. I'm the vessel of Meridia, her champion. But you're the key to stopping Nocturnal and saving reality.
Alright, Mr. Main Character, let's go.
I'm saying you've got this. Whenever a threat appears, you bring the champions together. You find a way to win. And I'll be at your side for this one final battle. Just not in the way I originally expected.
Darian, what are you doing?
I'm returning the last of Meridia's power to the Blade, so you can stop Nocturnal. I wouldn't do this for anyone else. Thank you for everything.
It's so bright. A restored Dawnbreaker? Show 8.
The tower crystal is almost whole. You're too late, mortal.
Man, there's so many urns in this place. I can't help myself. I really don't think there's too much of a reason to be picking up all these urns, but like, other than the fact to just do it, because it's so satisfying. You know what I would love? You know what would make me feel really good? If there was like an AoE loot option. Like, say you sacrifice like something, or like say ESO Plus. Say ESO Plus gave you the ability to just like walk past items like urns, and it would just automatically soak them all up. Straight up, just like, you know, it would just like, you know, you had to be close to it. Say you had to be within like 3 meters or something, or 2 meters, right? You had to be like really close. That way it wasn't like busted. But instead of like sitting here and going like one urn, and just like clicking every one and making sure you're looking at every single one of them, you could just like scoop past them, and it would scoop them all up. That would be so satisfying, dude. Alright, that was it. Moving forward, I swear one day I'll stop looting things. Oh, there's more. Or wait, was I up here? No. Okay, these are all empty though. What a freaking ripoff, man. Oh, a recipe. Crystal Tower whiskey. Now, let's hear me out. Have we gotten anything worth our time? No, not a single recipe I didn't already have. Oh, gosh darn it. I gotta stop, dude. It's all trash. But the ashes. The ashes are worth so much money. How much stale bread you guys saved? What do you mean stale bread? I actually haven't had bread for a while. I try not to buy bread, dude. I feel like it's bad for you. It's filled with sugar. It's just like, bread's bad. But it's so good. It's so tasty. You know what I'm into? Tortillas. That's my bread, dude. I'll buy a bag of shredded cheese, a bag of tortillas, and just eat like Mexican pizza for a week, dude. Every day. That's my dinner. Dip it in some salsa. Oh, yeah, dude. See, I was gonna stop picking up urns, but then I did get a single recipe that I didn't have. Saw the little green symbol next to it. Big deal. And now I feel compelled to continue this. I can't stop. This is a problem. So much nothing out of all these urns. But the lockpicks. The lockpicks. Alright, we're going. We're leaving. No more urns. Don't even look. Wow, Big Mama.
What the crystal is
Even bigger mama. Hi. Boop. What are we doing? Am I waiting on the cooldown from Dawnbreaker? So it's not the enemies that... Yeah, I think it's Dawnbreaker that's... Yeah, okay, so we gotta sit there and do that 10 times.
And this time, succeed where last you failed.
Finally, my true purpose. I will not fail you, mother.
Your strength is impressive, but transparent law is almost old. Now, rise again, my champion.
You can't stop me.
Oh, he's back.
I only grow
I thought it was just a
stronger
ghost.
as we bathe this world in darkness.
Witness my... No! The Tower Crystal was supposed to be mine!
Those are really cool looking. I want one of those for my house.
The Crystal Tower. Its defenses no longer keep me out. Are you here, my friend? You
No.
did it.
I'm dead.
Transparent law. It's whole again. I didn't think that was possible, and you stopped Nocturnal. You're back upon Summerset, my friend. The tower itself, it reformed. But where's Darian? And Lath? Of course. When you restored the Tower Crystal, it most likely expelled Nocturnal back to her own realm. I'm a little concerned that I was able to walk in without a key, but we can figure that out later. Now tell me, what happened to Latham?
What's she saying, dude? She's saying that we just can't lock this bad boy down anymore. The door is permanently open for anybody who wants to come in here and steal its power.
Lathan. I'll mourn for Lathan later. I'm just glad he helped you. He would have made our daughter proud. For now, you have to tell Sir Thasiel what happened. Then we can inform Summerset that the island, the world, is safe again.
I do feel like maybe she shouldn't be crying about Lathan because all she did was yell at him about how, like, he never takes the trash out. He never does the dishes. He was so, like, all he was just a bad husband. And, you know, I think, oh, hi, Mr. Guy that wasn't there a second ago.
As I predicted, your efforts were successful. A slight chance is all probability requires. There is no such thing as impossible odds. You are proof of that.
Transparent law was made whole by the power of the Dawnbreaker. Boom,
Was that Meridia's plan all along? Perhaps, perhaps not. Your perseverance paid off, however. You never gave up even when the darkness was unbearable. And because of that, the Crystal Tower is safe again.
So, we lost a lot of friends along the way. They're dead now.
Life and death. It's all part of the ongoing circle. As long as you remember them, they will never be forgotten.
Something tells me if he died, he wouldn't feel that way.
It took Nocturnal hundreds of years to put all the pieces of her plan into place. And you wiped it all out with a single thrust of the Dawnbreaker.
It was 3 thrusts.
There will be other plans, I'm sure. But this particular threat is over.
And what did you do? What did this guy do the whole time? Aside from, like, open the gateway. That's all he did.
Every action we take can tip the balance of the flow of time. Bask in the moment and realize that you have done well, my mortal friend. You have saved the Crystal Tower, saved Summerset, saved reality itself. Even I could not have done better.
Well, maybe that's why he just hung out. Because he freaking sucks at this game.
I must attend to other matters.
We still have work to do, my friend.
Is it ever over?
I'm afraid we still have work to do. While the Crystal Tower is protected against Daedra, any mortal can now walk right through its gates. We must convince the Sapiarchs to gather allies in order to defend the crystal-like lore.
I feel like we could just, like, unbind the keys and, that wouldn't be a problem anymore, but I don't know. How can we convince the Sapiarchs?
It will take an influence far stronger than you and I. Of that, I'm sure. We'll call a meeting of Summerset's most influential leaders. Perhaps, with such a force behind us, we can persuade the Sapiarchs to see reason.
And if they don't agree?
We've already seen the devastation that's possible when the tower falls into the wrong hands. And the recent attack by Nocturnal only reinforces the need for greater protection. I want you there to help plead our case. Will you join us?
Maybe.
Go and tell Oriandra of my plan.
Okay. Alright. Oriandra, where you at? Where you at? Hello.
It's good to see you alive and well. Word has already spread about your daring exploits within the Crystal Tower. It's still a little hard to believe, truth be told. Of course, there's so much left to do. I already have a list as long as my arm.
Valcerin needs you to summon a council of influential Summerset citizens.
That doesn't sound good. Is there another crisis I have yet to be informed about?
The Crystal Tower's words have been weakened. We must convince the Sapiarchs to gather allies.
I'd almost rather deal with another crisis than try to convince the Sapiarchs. Still, it will be done.
She's not wrong.
I'll even make sure to invite the Proxy Queen. Her palace should make for a suitable meeting place. Neutral ground and all that.
The Proxy Queen is a bit of a friggin' twat, too. I hope she knows this.
Sotha Seal's in his study, preparing to depart. He never seems to stick around for very long. I suggest you hurry if you want to catch him. I'll meet you in front of the Proxy Queen's palace in Alinor. Meet me there after you talk to Sotha Seal.
I just talked to Sotha Seal, bro. Come on. Isn't he, like, all-knowing? Doesn't he already know? Do we have to talk to him?
Here you are again. The time has come for my departure.
Woo.
I've always felt a sense of peace in Artaeum, but also discomfort. A consistent dilemma within me, which seems to have only grown. I'll be glad to get back to the Clockwork City. There's much to do.
How much?
While you confronted Nocturnal, I worked within the shadow of your efforts. Negotiations with both Clavicus Vile and Mafala were held, and a compromise was decided upon. The two have agreed to a compact, an end to their direct meddling.
I don't know if the word compact is what he meant to use there. I also think that Clavicus Vile did not need negotiated with. He was already satisfied with the deal that we had made with him. Mafala, on the other hand, wanted to just have a discussion with Sotha. Okay, so I'm assuming that they're going to take him and his power, split it between the two of them, and that is going to be what they agreed to.
Knowing the nature of Daedra, I doubt that shall be the case. However, any direct interference within Nirn should cease, while the terms are met, of course. As for Nocturnal, it seems she's returned to the shadows.
You think Nocturnal's gonna strike again?
Perhaps. She likely contemplates her next course of action even now, given such a defeat. It may be centuries before she makes another attempt. Then again, could be days. Such is the chaotic nature of the Daedric princes.
So, before you go, Valcerin wants you to join the council she's put together.
I must decline. Valcerin may see me as an ally, but to Summerset, I am a foreign interloper.
Ew.
An enemy of the state.
Gross.
My participation would not be welcome. The need for my presence has come to an end, and so I must depart.
Okay, thanks for your help, dude. Appreciate
it. So the gears turn once more. Ever changing, yet ever the same. with you always in the center, it seems. I take no pleasure in such distractions from my work. Still, I would not dislike it if we spoke again.
He's still talking. Is it a sloth? What? Okay, well, it's gone. Okay, I think we're going all the way back to Summerset, right? Yas. We're gonna have to do that big old loop-de-loop around to get to the Queen's Castle. You know what we should do while we're here? We're gonna be passing it anyway, right? Sorta, kinda. Let's go do our writs real quick.
Summerset requires your services.
I've got 6 slots. I think I need 7 slots to do all the thingies. This is part of our golden path. Yeah. We'll just have to make 2 trips. Okay, this I don't think we're sitting on any. I don't think I have any learn-honed items. Yeah, we're just waiting on the 2 anyway. We're waiting on the lightning staff to drop in our inventories and the shield to drop into the inventory. I feel like I could just probably buy them. But I also think we'll get them from the... what are they called? We'll get them from the arenas eventually. I don't feel like it's that big of a rush.
Work.
Man, a cleanse would be nice. I don't know how we squeeze that in. Like, I think that the what? The netty something? I forget what it's called. There's an ability from the companion, or yeah, the companion skill tree with the warden that I think would be nice. But you can only have so many. I don't want to take that whole tree just for the Betch Natty. Oh yeah, and that's our last trait for the jewelry. That's crazy. I really didn't expect the research to go as smoothly and as quickly as it did. I don't know if research is necessarily meant to be paid attention to early on. Like when I first started over, that's all I did. I was like, yeah, absolutely focus as deeply as possible on all the research. And it worked out nicely. That's a cool little pet too. Who are you? No, that's a Battle Reeves. I'm out of there. We don't need that. No.
Finally, you arrived. We were able to gather everyone together, but they've already started the meeting. Valcerin tried to make them wait, but the Sapiarchs demanded to know what was happening.
Yeah,
To be honest, not great. Even the Proxy Queen is hesitant to accept our request. As always, everyone's so worried about proper High Elf decorum that they refuse to see reason. I'm just not sure how we're going to win this one.
You know what we should do? We should convince them that it is like... it's just Khajiit culture to wear a dunce cap, and we should make them all wear dunce caps while we're inside of here. Like, as soon as they sit down at the table, like, that's just a cultural requirement. Man, dude, Summerset's so beautiful. Aside from the Darshbag High Elves, I'm gonna miss this DLC. Such a clean, like, very beautifully built world.
Everyone's gathered in the council chamber. You should go inside.
I'll go inside. Yeah.
You can't make such demands. The Sapiarchs are the keepers of the Crystal Tower.
This is about more than the College of Sapiarchs, Lanatil.
If Raz could intervene, perhaps we should hear from our newly arrived friend.
We concur with Razumdar. Let us hear what the adventurer has to say.
Words and things, I
The
don't know.
Sapiarchs recognize your bravery on our behalf in Lalandril and within the Crystal Tower, but there is nothing you can say that will alter our thinking on this matter.
That sounds like she's a little bit closed-minded. Without the words that keep people out, you need a new way to protect the tower.
So Valsarin claims. If this is true, the college shall institute new measures to protect the tower. That is well within our capabilities. The Sijic Order is responsible for all that has happened. Why should I trust them now?
No. The Sijic Order is not at all responsible for what happened. In fact, I would argue to say that it's the Sapiarch's negligence that has caused this downfall. If they would have listened to us in the first place and we could have taken precautions, we could have prevented this from happening in the first place. I think that these people need removed. They are bad actors. Daedric Princess would have found a way regardless of the Right Master's actions. I don't think the Right Master really even had anything to do with it, dude. He, like, all he did was delay the inevitable. From start to finish, the Sapiarchs have been like, I'm not listening. No, I'm not listening to you. Like, with their freaking fingers in their ears. Screw this lady, bro.
Perhaps you're right. But the Sapiarchs did not cause these events. The Sijic Order did. My people died protecting the Crystal Tower.
Your people are retarded.
Why should I accept aid from the very Order that's responsible for their deaths? Be that as it may, the Sapiarchs will continue to do as we always have. We shall protect the Crystal Tower.
You're doing a great job.
Entrusting that responsibility to anyone else is just far too dangerous a risk to take.
You can't do it alone.
That's your opinion. You are a newcomer. I have no reason to believe that you have Summerset's best interests in mind. For all I know, you and the Sijic Order wish to use the Crystal Tower for your own purposes.
I hate them so much. I hate all of them. Every high elf in the game, dude. Except for
Our friend
Queen Iran.
has
That's
proven
it.
their mettle time and time again. Raz thinks you should hear about these deeds. Oriandra, admit our guests now, yes?
What are you up to, Razumdar?
I will vouch for this adventurer. While I was
Looking.
blinded by prejudice and hate, their actions saved Shimmerine.
The Divine Prosecution recognizes this adventurer's efforts to maintain the peace. I can personally attest that they saved Katan Keep from a Daedric cult.
Alchemy vouches for this adventurer. Within our troop, loyalty and trust come before all. This brave hero has demonstrated those qualities 1,000 times over.
Yeah, what have the rest of these people done?
We have heard enough.
I hate them so much,
We accept that the
dude.
adventurer is trustworthy. Sapiarch Lanatil, listen to what they have to say.
All the updates and hot patches and changes to the game, they can't prevent the inventory from shifting every 2 seconds.
I apologize for my assumptions. It's clear you've done much good for Summerset and its people. The protection of the Crystal Tower has been the Sapiarch's duty for time immemorial. To change that now feels like we've failed.
Oh, well, what a change in attitude. I still hate her.
I can't deny the truth of your words. Very well. Henceforth, the Sapiarchs will accept outside aid in order to best protect the Crystal Tower. I'll begin preparations immediately. However, I still refuse to allow the Psijic Order to participate. I promise we will work with the Proxy Queen to make sure the Crystal Tower remains safe. I'll begin preparations immediately. We'll even allow the Divine Prosecution and the Mages Guild to participate in these efforts.
Raz is sure there are many more details to work out, but for now, this one just wants a very strong drink.
If you would wait a moment, my friend, I'd like to talk privately.
Like, what has Razumdar done this entire friggin' time, dude?
Thank you for helping me win this last battle. While the Psijic Order will not be among those protecting the Crystal Tower, we will continue to observe from afar. And now, it's time for us to depart Summerset.
You're leaving.
We never meant to take such a direct role in events. We're observers, watchers. We lend a hand, guide fate, but never directly shape it. Besides, I need to return to Artaeum and take up the mantle of Right Master, at least for a little while.
The Conclave made you the Right Master.
On an interim basis until we get beyond this crisis and can make a decision for the future. In the meantime, I want to atone for what the Right Master and Lathan did.
What?
I owe Summerset that much, at least.
Wait, I still don't understand what the original Right Master did that was so wrong. Like, he sacrificed himself to protect everybody forever. Like, technically, he stole the key. Technically. But the key was just left out on the freaking desk, dude. Like, it was left out in the open, and the Daedric princes were going to take it immediately. So what he did was he tried to protect it. Nobody else took any kind of precautions, and he sacrificed his life for it. And he's being punished for it. Like, not only is he freaking dead, but everybody's just, like, slandering his name. What a stupid freaking... I hate it, dude. It's such an unsatisfactory way to end things. I don't know.
You're attuned to Artaeum and have a connection to the Psijic Order now. The portal will always be open for you, and you'll always be welcome on our hidden island.
Oh, thanks, Chica.
Razumdar, remove your furry seat from our throne.
Nice.
After all Raz has done for Queen and country, you would deny him this small comfort?
Why Cousin Irene tolerates you, we'll never understand.
Raz could get used to such a seat. Metaphorically speaking, of course. This one would prefer a throne with far more padding. But enough of such talk.
It does look
Today
uncomfortable.
we celebrate your victory. From newcomer to savior of Summerset. Quite the feat, yes?
Did you bring all these people here?
Raz thought of many different plans once he heard of this meeting. He is glad the first turned out so well. His other plans, well, there is no need to dwell on such unsavory details. This one never doubted you could do it, Fiveclaw.
Thanks, Raz.
Actually, Raz may have doubted you a few times. Or many times.
Thanks,
but
Raz.
he apologizes for that. After all, you have now proven yourself most capable.
Thanks, Raz.
And of course, no heroic deed is complete without a reward.
Huh?
Raz did indeed. On behalf of Queen Irene, this is for you. Ironic how Summerset was saved by one of the newcomers it so distrusts. This is a good lesson for the High Elves, yes. Maybe now they'll realize that change is not so bad after all. Enjoy yourself, my friend.
The
Raz certainly
protective.
plans to.
I don't know. I don't think protective is that
We would have it
expensive.
back now.
So tense, your majesty. Must be this uncomfortable throne. Perhaps Raz could suggest a most comfortable cushion upon which you could sit.
Such a cushion is much too lumpy for our tastes, Cat.
Did he just ask the queen, the proxy queen of Summerset, to sit on his lap?
So, this book just magically appeared in front of you?
Alright, I think that was it. I think that was the wrap-up of Summerset, man. Yeah, that's all of those. We're still missing one book out there, but that's okay. Now, we did have a singular side quest, right? Yeah, let's go knock that out. Why not? Why the freaking heck not? Actually, I should probably take a look at the rewards here. Quests are not necessary. Or sorry, the golden pursuits. 15 quests. Okay. So we need 6 more of those. Ultimates, update the outfit, launder items at the fence, pickpocket, harvest resources, kill world bosses, complete incursions. We could kill some world bosses. I don't see why not. There's 1,000 gold right there. You know what? We're gonna harvest resources anyway, right? Let's just like scoop everything on the way. Oops. Gosh darn it. I'm used to it being faster than that. No more urns. I'm good on urns. Don't need them.
Oh, was it today that you would arrive? Well, certainly seems like it. Welcome, welcome. I expected you would come, though perhaps not quite so soon. You're here about the missing relics, of course.
This is freaking Professor Oak, man.
Well, yes. Why wouldn't I want to talk to you? I've been waiting for your arrival. You see, this happens to be the Vault of Moawita, where the Sidric Order keeps its most cursed relics. Cursed. It's a tad bit emptier than usual, though. We've had a break-in.
So somebody in Artaeum, which means they are attuned with the Sidric Order, or invited.
Exactly so. And you'll be the one to help us collect them again. Hopefully before anyone comes to harm. Why, these items could cause all sorts of mischief. First, though, let's have you read the Sidric Codex. That should help bring you up to speed. The Sidric Order doesn't interfere with much outside of Artaeum, I'm afraid, and the relics have already found their way to Summerset. The items are hidden, of course, but the Codex should point you in the right direction. I believe they're called Dead Drops, a location where one may place an item for another to pick up without raising suspicion. Our thief has hidden all of the relics for that express purpose.
Okay. We get the locations. Hey, look at a little pack rat. We should maybe snag something like that eventually. A sticky-fingered loot. Okay, so we're missing a whole bunch of things. I'm assuming all of these are empty. Okay, I read those.
ready to head out then on your big adventure?
Yep, got the book, dude. Let go.
Sorry about that. Location magic isn't always what one would call precise. I can tell you that all these locations are somewhere within Summerset. That should hopefully narrow your search.
Oh! Gross, dude.
Well, they're certainly dangerous. I wouldn't suggest touching any of them directly. Their side effects vary, but none are very pleasant, to say the least. Misery, insanity, incessant lute playing, that sort of thing. It's much worse than it sounds, trust me. If you're still curious, I've collected research about each relic. Just read the scrolls placed before their display case. That should give you a good idea about their abilities.
All right.
Exactly.
No, I'm done.
You'll just...
Thanks.
Now that you're all set for
Well, all right. So I think that that's something we'll have to come back to. What? Ugh. Ew. I don't really want to go collecting relics right now. I'm pretty sure there's an achievement for it, so we'll come back for eventually, but like, not right now, dude. Not today. I'd have to probably look up the adventures, or oh yeah, relics of the Summerset, excuse me. And then we got fence items. There's the relics. So there's 20 dangerous relics stolen out of the vault, and we can find a list of those. Furnishing, fan of the false face. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll do this eventually. That might be a task for this weekend or something like that. We'll see. I'll probably end up just like looking up like a map or something of all the general locations and just go hunting them down. But for now, let's do something different. Let's do like I don't know. What are we doing? What are we gonna do here? We should knock out a tribute game, but I just want to kill things, man. The Infinite Archive? Beyond a Veil of Twilight? That's Zareth Var. We could do a prologue quest, dude. The Fighters Guild. Isn't there a new map? There is. I haven't even been to Solstice. What am I doing? Let's go to Solstice. I don't really want to start the quest line, but I would like to look around for funsies. Artaeum Beach. Let me out, fool! I just didn't want to pay for that fast travel. I was hoping to find more resources on the ground, but it looks like maybe no. That's a cool looking mount. Yeah, let's take a look at this event. We'll see what's going on down here. I bet this place is packed full of people. It's a very small world, which is, I guess, not really what I was expecting. I was thinking it was going to be larger. Battle Master.
Over here,
I don't think we're ready to pick up the main quest. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That looked a lot cooler, like, in the trailer. I'm just saying. What you got? 50,000 gold for a banner. Are you out of your mind? 100,000 gold for a banner? Are you out of your mind? I mean, they're cool looking, but holy guacamole. This is cool. Neat. So I believe this is like Argonian themed. Well, sort of kind of Argonian themed. The Tideborn song. I think the Tideborn set is cool. Ooh, side quest. We're not doing it. We're not doing side quests right now from this place. I'm not ready for anything from this place. Except maybe a public dungeon. I'll do a public dungeon.
Not so close, Patches. Wouldn't want you to come down with this scourge, too. You look 100 times better than I feel, stranger. Me and the rest of the people living in Deetra Grotto, we're all sick. Our healer calls it the Daedric Scourge. It's going to be the death of us all. Mark my words.
The Daedric Scourge sounds serious.
Oh, it is.
How bad? Thank you.
Better overstocked than under.
This grotto is cursed, outsider. The tides test me, outsider.
Nice hairdo, dude.
Deetra Grotto has been twisted and overrun by Daedra. Not only have they turned the cave into something otherworldly, their very presence spreads a terrible and debilitating disease.
Yeah, dude, Horace sent me. Tell me about this disease.
I call it the Daedric Scourge. As the grotto's healer, I noticed it soon after the Daedra appeared and the cave began to change. We were collecting ingredients for a curative when the illness finally overtook me. Now I am too weak to finish the task.
Okay. You said we, but there's no one here.
My friend, Razik. She is still inside. Sick and alone. Outsider, would you assist me? Help me find Razik and gather the remaining ingredients for the curative. I will compensate you, of course. The grotto cannot be allowed to fall to this disease.
Alright, I'll help you.
Here.
Thank you. Ooh. This is cool. That, like... I don't know what that, like, it's like a blight of some kind. That's neat. This place is cool looking. I like the crystal formations already. I don't know if this counts. Boom, boom, boom. That's our exit, right? Yeah.
Even if I were not so weak, I am a healer, not a warrior.
Whoa. Okay. Cool trunks.
All this damage.
A phial of tainted blood. I'm assuming that's for our quest here. Okay. Is it just me, or are these enemies, like, super freaking weak? They don't, like, take any damage at all. I mean, this place is cool looking, but it's not a very good dungeon. Carter, what up, dude? Thank you for following the channel, sir. Okay, Sky Shard up here. Carter, you have 2 seconds to prove to me that you are not a friggin' bot. 1, 2. Alright, I'm banning. Wow. Look at that. The account was created like 3 days ago. What a surprise. Rad, some days, dude, like, the nights just don't want to move. Or days or nights, whatever. Like, I don't know, dude. I can't, like, just sit around either. Like, I gotta stay busy at work, man. Or else it really does just drag on forever and ever and ever. I don't know how I feel about this dungeon. The enemies are not nearly strong enough. And there's not nearly enough of them to make this enjoyable. Or, you know, at least to my standard of what a public dungeon could, should, or would be. I love the design of it, though. It's friggin' beautiful. Thank you, companion, for dragging enemies all over the place and making things difficult. That's fine. That's crazy, dude. Your night's running good, but the back half is running slow. It makes for a long night. Yeah, I understand, dude. I don't really know how else to say it either. Like, that kind of just is what it is. I always, like, I try to give, if there's, like, literally nothing to do, I just give myself projects. I'm like, what can I do to, like, I don't know, anything. I'll organize things. I'll, like, make labels for stuff. Anything that I can do to stay busy, because I can't just, like, sit around. It drives me insane. Did all that already? Invent something. invent something, dude. Like, find a concept in your line of work that is maybe less than as efficient as it could be. And find a way to, like, make it more efficient. I'm swimming. Cannot move, thank you. God, I feel like this isn't a this is like more of a delve than a public dungeon. I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting like too much. But there's just not enough enemies here. It's beautiful. Gosh dang it, dude, it's so cool looking. Look at that. That is so cool, dude. What is this 1.2 million? Hi, buddy. Hi. Or I could just get one shot. Oh, it's probably because my armor's broken. That won't help. All of it's broken. Holy crap. Well, whatever, dude. I'll just use kits. I was gonna try to avoid doing that, but that's okay. We should do Clockwork the next zone. Okay, so Vardenfell, from my understanding, leads into Clockwork with a story. So we're gonna do Vardenfell first. But then after that, we'll do Clockwork specifically. I'd definitely dodge roll. That was a really cool boss. I got a lead too. I do like that a lot. He has some unique mechanics that I can appreciate. Honestly, Rad, I don't think it's going to take too long to get through Vardenfell. There's a chance we are even able to finish it this weekend. Maybe. It depends on how distracted I get, because I'm really enjoying this subclassing concept. Like, I have so much room for shenanigans now with subclassing. It feels good to just run around and kill stuff. I mean, it's always felt good to just run around and kill stuff. But you get what I'm saying, right? Okay, so what am I missing? Gather ingredients, it says. I definitely killed the boss. Maybe up top. Here's something flying. Whoa, dude. That guy just like freaking dissolved in front of my eyes. I don't think I killed him. I think he just disappeared.
You can definitely see signs of the scourge in that branch.
This place is difficult to navigate. That was so unnecessary. I feel like I don't have a mega issue with sustain. At least like doing overworld kind of stuff like this, in you know, maintaining the flag, I guess is what I'm referring to. I feel like I'm missing stuff because there's just like corners and nooks and crannies everywhere. I know there's a better way to get minor force as far as like convenience for combat goes. Oh, did you really just do it? Well, he died. Good. Okay, so you can't dodge roll that. The who what? Okay, so the behemoth is unkillable until whatever he does is out of the way. Who's next?
What is happening? This place belongs to the forces of Morlock Ball now. Show them the power of Cold Harbor.
Why does Morlock Ball sound like he's got a different voice actor?
Give them everything you've got.
This is way better than it was before.
Enough! Bring down Cold Harbor's wrath on these maggots!
Yo, is that a mini Moloch? Okay. Well, that was just unnecessary. My stamina sustain is really bad for boss fights. As long as I'm killing ads, I can't use abilities on him. As long as I'm killing ads, I don't have any issue sustaining. Just because I got that champion point passive that gives me resources back for kills. Boss fights, on the other hand, is not good. I mean, that was cool. Like, I was level 2000, he couldn't even do that. Lock it in level 2000. Whoa. Oh, it's just a bunch of ads. You don't actually get to fight the big guy?
Give him a fight.
Yeah, see, he's getting smaller. This is cool, man. I like this world a lot. I don't want to, like, get too involved with it before we actually, like, get more caught up with the rest of the DLCs, but I'm appreciating these worlds. I thought that was a lore book. There we go. There's got to be something around here. I think I see whatever it is down on that beach. I was afraid if I jumped down, I wouldn't be able to find a way back up.
Disgusting, I know. Look
Oops.
through the list.
Yeah, that sky shard's gotta be way up top, I think. I think it's way, way up there. Wait, why were these guys fighting? I think I need to hit 42 to unlock my next ability. Uh-oh. I thought I was cool. You know what I'm missing is it, I think empowered. The heavy attack buff increases the damage of your fully charged heavy attacks, I think. Okay, so I'm not allowed to move, I'm not allowed to heal, I'm not allowed to roll or break free inside of that. It's like a complete cripple, which is really sad. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, it's this. Okay. There we go. Okay. That didn't help me. Okay. So, I actually can't move or do anything while I'm in that.
Right?
And you can't break free when he knocks you down either, even if you don't get physically hit by his knockdown. Like if you're not even in the AoE, it still knocks you over, even if you're behind him. So, as a melee character, like, you go to hell, I guess. So yeah, you can't block it. You can't dodge roll it or block it. Yeah, he pulls you right out of your dodge roll, dude. And out of that dodge roll. That's obnoxious, man. What's even the point in having a dodge roll? I understand, like, certain abilities not being able to be dodged and blocked, but not every ability, man. Come on. Come on. This really felt like it should have been a secret or something. It might be a chest spawn location. It would be kind of neat if the flag was only affected in combat, though. So you didn't have to, like, drop it every time you like, got out of combat.
Kishka? Knew my eyes. I was sure I was going to turn feral and die out here without ever seeing Kishka again.
What's she got on her back?
I'm glad to see he found some help after we got separated. I've dealt with this sort of oblivion excrement before.
Ew.
But never anything like this sickness.
Oblivion excrement?
The anchors. That's one of the reasons I left Tamriel, and finally made my way here. I was hoping I was done with Oblivion invasions. No such luck, huh?
What's going on, Zyron? Yeah, the update's live. It went live on Monday.
Daedra. Floating islands of weird rock. Otherworldly terrain. What else could it be? The people of the grotto are smugglers and pirates. We weren't prepared to deal with invaders from Cold Harbor.
How do we know they're from Cold Harbor? Why are we asking that question? It's freaking Molag Bal, bro.
Some of the Daedra have been shouting about Molag Bal and Cold Harbor since they got here. Like they're proud of it or something.
Oh, the
Once
18th
you
for
have
console.
everything Kishka needs, get him to the docks. I'll meet you there, but I don't want to slow you down.
I guess that answers it, Zyron. I'm sorry. PC privilege, I guess. I don't know.
We will see you at the grotto docks.
You're gonna read-down the SO then? Or you re-download? Yeah, dude.
Some of my best tonics were imagined.
Should never have even deleted it. I love being knocked over and stunned 6 times in a row. It's my favorite. Whoop. What's going on down here? Was that down here? I'm getting really close to the Sky Shard. Dude, I'm having too much fun. I'm having too much stinking fun with it. How do I get up there, though? Pretty sure I was over here. I think we might have to go, like, the whole way around. And I'm pretty sure I was over this way, but I went the way that I was heading, I went that way. So I'm thinking I can connect to the other side of this if I go all the way back. Go down and around. I go up and over. I think. I don't think I missed anything over here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way I came from. Some really cool looking decorative items in this. Like, I love the giant horseshoe crab. Wait, didn't I come from here? I'm almost positive I did. There's no getting up. Oh my gosh. They may have just broken the break free mechanic, because I can't seem to do it for anything ever now. How much is the new region costing? I think it's the same as every other DLC, so they've reorganized it into what's called a content pass instead of like a gosh darn it, whatever they were calling it before. So basically they're gonna drop like segments of updates over the course of the entire year, and it'll be like a season basically. And I think it was it $50? Hold on. At least for PC, where are we at? Nope. New releases? The content pass. I don't have a price tag because it's already been purchased. I believe it was either $40 or $50. So like the price of a new DLC. I don't believe that's changing at all. But instead of getting like one gigantic, massive, humongousaurus Rex update at the beginning of the year, they're gonna do like chunky, sizable updates throughout the year, and buying the content pass will give you access to all of that, like every piece of it. So there's that. Subclassing, I believe, is free though. So subclassing comes as a base game option. I'm 99% sure. Don't quote me, but I believe. Oh, tricky. Hiding it in that wall. Yeah, dude, I'd be down to trade out. Man, I don't know if the Pale Order ring is affected by your companions. I don't really love having a companion out anyway. I just want to level them to max. Question. Not sure what they are called, but the major and minor effects like brutality or resolve and whatever the other things you see on the skill lines, question mark. What? Wait, what's the question? That was a statement. Yes. That is, Man, there's a bunch of stuff broken right now. The animation for collecting sky shards isn't working. What are they and what do they do? Well, they do exactly what they say they do. I think generally they provide a description of what they are. So here, let me get back to the entrance real quick, and I'll go over the list of things that I've like scooped up here for this build. You don't know what you should do, what you should combine your magic at DPS with? Maybe Dragonite or Necro? I think everything's a good choice to do, dude. Oops, I didn't mean to use that. I don't think there's any wrong decisions here, man, with subclassing. Like, I just picked, like, the 3 most appealing looking things to me. I chucked it all together, and this is what I've come up with. It feels really good. It's probably not the most efficient thing in the game. Actually, I know it's not the most efficient because I'm not putting out 300,000 DPS like some people are on a target dummy or whatever. But I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think that's what's important, dude. Yeah, so sorry, I'm lost. Let me get back to the entrance quick so enemies don't like spawn on top of my head every 5 seconds when I am in my menu. I'll show you what I've scooped up as far as major and minor buffs go. It does depend on what you're going for. Like, if you want a damage build, you want the damage buffs, obviously. If you want a tanky build, you want the tanky buffs, obviously. If you want a solo build, you want a little bit of a mix between the both of them, so you can have some damage and also some survivability. Alright, I've already killed that thing, so alright, I think this is actually safe right here. So, what are we looking at here? The Oaken Soul Ring is a phenomenal example of something that provides a lot of these things essentially for free. So if you look at like, the Oaken Soul Ring. This is confusing on the Oaken Soul Ring because it doesn't actually give you a description of what they do, but typically if you see an ability or something that provides a buff like this, it will tell you what it does. So the Oaken Soul Ring provides a ton of stuff. Minor Berserk, Minor Courage, Major Brutality, Major Sorcery, Prophecy, Savagery, Minor Force, Minor Protection, Major Resolve, Minor Mending, Minor Fortitude, Intellect, Minor Endurance, Heroism, Slayer, Aegis, Empower. Yeah, so that's a lot of stuff that you get for just having this ring available, with the trade-off of not having a back bar. And here is... where are we at here? So, this is an ability that provides Minor Force. So it also... it does, like, initial bleed damage, which is great. Which is why Barb Trap is so good, because not only does it provide this buff for you, but it also provides the initial 6,400 bleed damage and then an additional 15,300 bleed damage over the 20-second duration. This activates Minor Force, increasing your critical damage by 10% for the duration. So that is the description of Minor Force. Increases your crit damage by 10% specifically. And now there's a counterpart to this, Major Force. Major Force increases your crit damage by 20%, right? So Major and Minor. Dude, Zyron, have a good one, man. Thank you so much for dropping in. Man, I hope you have a good day, sir. So yeah, like, typically, most buffs in the game are going to have a minor and major version of them. And usually what that means is that one has a lesser value than the other. So Minor and Major Force, 10% and 20% crit damage. So when you activate this, your critical strikes will automatically be bumped up 10%. What else are we looking at here? Major Breach. So with Mark Target, and same with like a bunch of other abilities like Unnerving Boneyard. Boneyard is a good one because it's got two effects to it. Major Breach and Minor Vulnerability. Major Breach reduces protections. So any enemy that is affected directly by this ability will have Major Breach applied to them and Minor Vulnerability. Major Breach will remove 5,948 protections from them. That's physical and magical. So essentially, like, every enemy's got armor in the game. Even yourself. Everybody's got armor. Removing that armor protection value is what this does. So there's Major and Minor Breach, right? Minor does about 3,000, I think. So it's like half the value. Minor Vulnerability increases their damage taken by 5% for the duration of whatever it describes it as. Different abilities will have different durations and stuff, but Minor and Major Vulnerability or other buffs, Minor is 5%, Major is 10%. You can have these buffs applied to you too, or these buffs or debuffs, like in PvP, that's a kind of a big deal. What else do we have? We've got Major Brutality and Sorcery. These two go hand in hand. Brutality is for physical stuff, Sorcery is for magical stuff. This increases your weapon and spell damage. Weapon being Brutality, Major being spell. Or sorry, Sorcery being spell, excuse me. This increases both of them by 20% for the duration. So it's just a flat 20% increase to all of your damage. This is like, it's fantastic. There is a counterpart to this, which I'm actually trying to get. This is Major Savagery and Prophecy. Savagery and Prophecy are basically the same thing, except for crit damage. Or sorry, crit chance, excuse me. So Savagery is for your weapons crit rating, and Prophecy is for your spell crit rating. There was a time in the game where all these were separate. You had to either, like, if you were focusing on stamina, you didn't exactly have easy access to both Savagery and Prophecy. You would have to gain one or the other. But they implemented, like, I forget what they called it, but they essentially merged weapon and spell damage together to scale with one another. So, like, say you have really high spell damage, but you're dealing physical damage, your physical damage will scale off of what your magical stats are. So, like, whatever's highest is what you go with. But yeah, so that's what this is. It increases your weapon and spell critical rating by 2629 for the duration, being 20 seconds here. 2629 is a weird number. It's difficult to decipher that, but I think we came up with the number yesterday of like 219, right? I think it was 219.3. Is 1% critical chance is 219.3. So technically speaking, 2629 divided by 219.3 is gonna be, sorry, I can't type, 262 629 divided by 219.3. Turns out to be like 12%. Gaming, thank you very much for following us, Art. So 11.98% crit chance rating, which is what that is, right? And there's a whole bunch of different stuff. There's like Major Defile, which reduces the enemy's healing and damage shield strength by 12%. There's Minor Defile, which I think is 6%, so the counterpart to that, and so on and so forth. And if you really want to, you can find like a list online. Off Balance is like a unique one. Empower is a unique one. Off Balance essentially is affected, or causes enemies to be affected by this status, and Off Balance just allows you to do like additional damage under certain circumstances. So like heavy attacks do significantly more damage to Off Balance enemies, and you know, just regular damage increase as well. Which one is this one? This is Major Vulnerability, so this is the 10% increase to damage taken. I mean, this is really good. So another thing to keep in mind is that these stacks do not, or sorry, these buffs and debuffs do not necessarily stack with one another. So say, for example, I have Lotus Fan. Purple, what up, brother? I'll take it you don't use the Oaken Soul Ring? No, dude. I use the Oaken Soul Ring. I just, I've dropped it for the subclassing because there's too many abilities that I want and I need 2 bars for it. So Lotus Fan provides minor vulnerability for 10 seconds, increasing enemy damage taken by 5%. But so does Unnerving Boneyard. It also provides minor vulnerability. They don't stack together. So if you have 2 of the exact same buffs or debuffs, they do not stack on top of one another. It's not like they take 10% more damage because it's 5 and 5. It's either minor or major, one of each instance, that's it, right? Are Maxidorks still popping? Everything's insane. Everything is very well balanced in the game right now, except for Dragon, or you know, except for Nightblades and PvP. Nightblades are always going to be absolutely cracked in PvP. Being invisible is just something that people like to do. But yeah, Nightblades are always going to be a little broken in that sense, which is what I'm using. I'm using the Adric Spear from the Templar. I'm using the Assassinations skills tree from the Nightblade, and then the Gravelord from the Necro. You think minor +6, major will stack? Yeah, so minor and major buffs do stack with one another. So like you can get this right here. You can get minor vulnerability from one ability and major vulnerability from another, and they will stack, increasing to 15. But you cannot have 2 major vulnerability instances active at the same time. You can use 2 abilities that provide it, but it will not give you 20% with the 2 of them combined. It'll only ever give you 10, and that goes for everything else. If you have 2 instances of minor force, it's not going to equal 20%. It's just going to give you 10. What was that other one? Siphoning. So like Prophecy and Savagery, if you have 2 of these at once, it's not going to give you 5200 crit rating. It's gonna stay at 26, 29. But there's other instances of like minor Savagery and Prophecy, which that one specifically is tough to get a hold of, but you can get a hold of it. Where do I have it? I think I have it somewhere. Right here. Hemorrhage. It's a passive in the Nightblade tree. Increases your crit damage by 5% with an assassination ability slotted, and gives you dealing critical damage. Gives you minor savagery. And your group too, which is crazy. I needed to buy those anyway. Any advice videos to watch? Honestly, not really. It's tough to say, dude. I don't watch most things. Look, you need a content dump. If you're trying to catch back up over the last 2 years, it's going to be tough to do. I'll be honest. I think that your best bet is to just go on YouTube and search, like, you know, recent updates to ESO or something. You know who I really like that makes great, like, little short videos is Grave Gaming. Grave space gaming, Gaming. Grave Game is really good. He does like little short videos, so like 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes at the most, and he discusses individual topics about changes. And he's been doing it for a while, so there's just a freaking massive list. But whatever it is that you're looking for, if you just like look it up on YouTube, somebody's making videos about it, dude. I only came back a few months ago, and I took like a 3-year break before that. So there's a lot that I'm doing to catch up to. So I can't answer every question. I'm still like, so from where I'm at, I just jumped into Solstice because I thought it'd be fun to do the public dungeon and just look around a little bit. But I'm not quite ready to do the new DLC. I did the base game, so I completed like all 3 of the base game alliances, and we literally just finished Summerset. This is the first DLC I've gotten my toes into, and then the next one's gonna be Vardenfell. So there's a lot for me to catch up to as well. So if I don't have the answers, man, I'm sorry, but we go there. We gonna get there eventually.
Quickly, Kishka. I can feel my mind slipping already.
Check what works for your playstyle. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Out of time.
Just play, right? Just like mess around with different things, experiment with the game, find what you gravitate towards, what works for you, what you enjoy. And it's not about min-maxing. It's not about doing 300,000, 320,000 DPS like some people are doing with target dummies and new subclassing updates. Like, it's not about that. If that's what you want, and if that's what works for you, more power to it. Absolutely, go for it. But if it's not, don't like feel pressured to do it. You know, don't feel the pressure of the community being like, you're not allowed in our guild if you don't do 189,000 DPS with the new update, and you don't wear the specific gear set, and you don't actually rock these passives, and if you don't run this exact setup with your abilities, you're banned. Like, no, don't worry about that, dude. Just play the game the way that makes you happy, you know? Yeah, dude, if that's what makes you happy, if min-maxing and pushing for like the most of everything, the highest DPS, like if that's what makes you happy, hell yeah, dude, go for it. Like, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. But if it doesn't like appeal to you, don't feel pressured to need to do that to play the game. Just play it the way you want.
When we barricaded ourselves at the docks, once the rest of the grotto began to show signs of turning feral, I set up my healer's workstation in the southern hut. However, I do not trust myself. Will you help me prepare the curative, outsider?
Jabra.
The elixir is almost ready. You just need to add the remaining ingredients to the cauldron and wait for a reaction. Then, bottle a sample of the curative and bring it back to me.
Okay, I got you, dude. Don't you worry about it. But Red, another thing to consider with all these buffs that I've talked about, there are the major and minor buffs, and there are individualized buffs like Empower or Off Balance, things like that. With that being said, there are certain effects that do stack on top of other things. So if it does not have a specific name to it, for example, Fighting Finesse. This is not minor or major force. This is just its own passive buff that will stack on top of other things. And there's a lot of stuff like that in the game, like Wrathful Strikes. Minor and major courage increase your weapon and spell damage. So does this, but it's not labeled as a major or minor buff in that sense. So it's just a flat 205 spell damage that goes up on top of everything. And there's a lot of instances like that, like the 5-piece bonus from Axiom, or Order's Wrath, which is not active right now, has an 8% crit chance and healing damage increase. That kind of stuff. Or not crit chance, crit damage, excuse me. $20 characters. Oh my gosh, bro.
I'll take that, friend.
That's a lot of characters.
We need to know the curative works before we give it to everyone.
And PvP is stressful, dude. Yeah, dude, Red, no
Someone needs
problemo.
to test the curative. You're not sick, and Kishka's too important. Besides, I want to do this. Consider it payment for the grotto taking me in after I fled Tamriel.
Are you sure about this, Chica?
Absolutely.
I like her back. What's going on back there?
Invented the cure. You helped him create it. Why shouldn't it fall to me to be the one to make sure it works? Make sure it's safe. At least I can do this much for the people that gave me a home.
Excuse me. She just burst into flames.
That isn't bog iron ale.
I feel strong. You did it.
It appears we did it, friend.
She's got like throwing
The
spears on her
curative will
back.
Save those in the grotto who have not yet turned feral and succumbed to the Daedric scourge. And I think I can craft a stronger elixir to help the feral as well.
So you got you guys are good.
Eventually.
Nice.
And once we are all cured and strong enough, we will need to deal with the invading Daedra as well. But that is tomorrow's problem. The Tide sent you to me when I needed you most. And for that, I am grateful.
Cool. Yeah, Burp, the only thing that I find holding myself back right now is the lack of, like, survivability. I'm very squishy. Like, very, very squishy. It's unbelievably strong for damage. Like, it's a lot of fun. I don't really want Mark Target. Like, I want Grim Focus to take Mark Target's place. But even this, like, Major Berserk would stack. I don't have an instance of Major Berserk. I'd have to kill an enemy that is targeted. So, like... I think Grim Focus would be better to have. Honestly, I could just get rid of the banner. The banner is fun. It makes me feel nice having it, but I don't think that it provides as much. Like, Minor Courage is really nice too. It is a good buff. It's a really good ability. I can't argue with that. How long does Minor... Oh, it's only 7 seconds. See, I don't know if that's, like, amazing. I like Major Courage. I could probably trade the banner out and use a different ability that provides Major Courage for a certain period of time and not have to worry about double barring it, even though the banner is very good. I'll worry about that whenever I unlock the next ability. We're still waiting on Shocking Siphon. So, well, I've only got one ability here. I guess I could swap the two of these. I'll tell you what, once we unlock the Grim Focus and put that on the bar, I'll swap the ultimates out so that Colossus is on the front bar and it speeds up the XP gain for Gravelord. You could try the Sorc skill tree. You like the Sorcerer, don't you, buddy? The pet one, great passives? Not really, though. They changed it. Actually, I think I can look at it from here. They, I believe, changed the Sorcerer summoning tree to fit pets more so. So, like, restoring magic and stamina when you use one of your non-ultimate Daedric summoning abilities ends. That's basically a dead skill. Or a dead passive. Reduces the cost of your ultimate. That's good. Reduces damage taken while you have a Daedric summoning active. That guy's good for tanky people. If you're trying to DPS, that's not great. Increases the magic and stamina and max health by 2%. I feel like the pet tree is more for, like, tanking almost. They kind of sort of hurt the whole pet idea. Like, there were pretty much immediate ideas of, like, ooh, companion skill tree, summoning skill tree from the sorcerer, and then, like, whatever else has pets in it in the game. I think technically, like, Blast Bones is considered a pet, I think. But they changed things. Yeah, they adjusted some passives to make it very niche, so that it wasn't like uber, ultra, super overpowered, and there's like a limit to the amount of pets you can have active now too. So you can't have like every single pet. It just doesn't work like that. I think you can have like up to 5 active at a time, and your companion counts as one too. So theoretically, if there wasn't a limit to it, you could have like friggin' 10 pets, dude. You could just like go with all the pets. There'd be like, it'd be insane. But it's just not like that, unfortunately. I still think 5 pets is crazy. But to have to double bar 5 pets, what are we doing? You'd almost have to run like 5 pets and a heavy attack build with an Oaken Soul ring. I don't really want to explore this place yet. I'm not ready. I thought it was fun to dip toes into it, but I think we're going to come back to this. Whoa. That's cool. What else we got? Just a whole bunch of like kind of nothing. All right, we have some of that stuff going already. No, I play North American servers. I think you can generally tell like where somebody plays in servers based on their accents. Usually. Alright, so what are we doing now? Let's do a daily dungeon and knock it out. I'm not quite ready to start the next DLC, which would end up being Vardenfell. I can't believe this place isn't just packed full of people. There's not a single player here. The servers, like, are kind of dead today for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It's odd. This feels so strange, but this place is very neat, it's beautiful, and I'm excited to get to it, but I just am not there yet, so. What do we do in the meantime? Where are we going to progress? I guess we could start Vardenfell. I kind of wanted to save it for the weekend, though. What? You saying it's nighttime in the U.S.? Yes. Well, it's... Well, you know, it's kind of daytime now, but... It's definitely not, like, prime time for the servers. Let's go kill some world bosses in Vardenfell. I don't see any world bosses that I haven't already done. I don't know where to go. I'm trying not to start Vardenfell until this weekend. And like, we could go... Alright, I'll tell you what. You know what we could do? We could adjust our build just a little bit. Oops. Our gear. I like Celine's a lot. But I'm thinking maybe the Pale Order ring would go better for playing by ourselves. The Pale Order ring, and it could probably just be replaced by like Markins or something.
I'm gonna be the one to cut your throat.
Almost out of here? Nice, Rad.
You belong here.
I've been looking for a new trophy for my mast.
I guess since the teammates are just cruising, we better just like cruise too. One thing regarding leveling skills, you notice the new CP, wait, the new skill in the green CP tree. No, I did not. Hold on. Dude, where are the enemies coming from? Did he just get chucked off the cliff? That's so cute. I love just like watching a teammate struggle massively on an enemy and I just walk up and press one button. The enemy just obliterates, dude. Just freaking gone. Dissolves into thin air. Alright, while we're waiting for this reoccurring bug in the game to resolve itself. What we got going on now. Disciplined Artesian increases experience gained for currently active skills and their skill trees by 3% per stage. So we're gonna take that. That's maybe not necessary, but nice. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15%, bro. What are we doing? Thank goodness. I wish they'd fix this. Dude, the enemies just die too fast. I can't hit him. He was like stuck inside the wall. Yeah, I feel like the trees level up fast already. That's what she said. Let me see that thing. This is another thing that I would imagine is not fixed. Watch these harpies, dude. Okay. I don't think it's this group, I think it's the next group. Did they fix it? No way. There's not a single harpy stuck in the sky. There's a harpy stuck in the sky. I thought they fixed it, dude. I got so excited. Would have been a small but, like, impactful adjustment to the game. I can't understand why this ultimate's so cheap. I'm not saying it should be changed, but it does feel awfully cheap to get a flat, like, 20% increased damage to all enemies. Or, well, to a single target, I guess. Yeah, sustain's trash with no freaking ads. I think I just got to get rid of the flag. It was fun to mess around with, but I think it's I think there's something better out there, or maybe more balanced, at least for our sustain. You think the Warden Bear ultimate's really cheap? Yeah, I think that's also very cheap. But then you have like the Templar's like Nova ultimate. It's like 245 ult, and it doesn't do like nearly as much as what those two ultimates do. Alright, ladies, lock it in. This is where the damage comes.
What's this? Who disturbs Captain Blackheart at his rest? Come a long way to die. Die. Bring the past your entrails. Get up. Let's make this that complexion.
We killed him before he turned me into a stinking bone pirate, man. That's nice. I do feel like I need to practice my boss rotation. Ads are easy. Like, ads die almost immediately. Veteran would be a little bit of a different story, but I think the ad phases are pretty simple. But the boss rotation for sure needs ironed out. I would like to do like a proper veteran dungeon, but I need to queue as a DPS if I do that. Is that 42 now? Alright, so we are going to trade out Grim Focus. I've decided. It's cool to have access to Major Berserk, but I think it's incredibly situational, because 7 seconds is just... I feel like weaving that in every 7 seconds to kill ads is not worth it. And it would provide more value during a boss fight. And typically you're not going to have access to killing an ad in a boss fight. It depends. Sometimes. But I think Grim Focus is significantly more valuable. So we're going to put that there. I am going to do something about the Shocking Banner. I think we're going to remove that. We need to go back here. We'll probably just snag something else that has minor courage on it. It's nice that the banner's passive, but it's just too expensive. Like, I don't know, man. For ad phases, it's nice. For everything else, I just don't think it's valuable. I would rather have more resources in my pocket to cast more of what I already have. So I could take the pool, but this does have a limit to the amount of enemies it could yoink. But you know what I could do? I could take the pool. I could drop my back bar stuff, go to the front bar. I could drop the blast bones, then like, or maybe like blast bones then pool, or pool then blast bones, either or, because they both have a weird delay, and just like pepper them down, and they're all grouped up for when the blast bones like actually strikes. I feel like class mastery is not that bad. I'm not going to have access to the Sacred Grounds passive, though. And it provides minor courage, too. And I don't... Well, I could take Minor Breach. Minor Breach is good. There's an additional 3,000 pen, but I have pen already. I don't think there's a need for that. I mean, Lingering Torment would be like 500 damage a second, but I think Class Masteries is cooler. And it provides armor too, which I could honestly use. Did that interrupt? It did. What the piss, dude? So I guess on the front bar or the back bar. I don't know. Because we're gonna have an extra slot now, so what we do is we put this soul magic with a leashing burst, right? Leashing burst. Let's put it on the front bar. Maybe. It's got such a weird delay to it. It wouldn't be a bad thing to throw it on the back bar. 5 seconds for the stinking class mastery sucks butt though. That's horrible. I'm starting to have a lot of magic abilities too. But they're staggered. They don't need to be used all the time. So then my back bar is going to end up with Shocking Siphon, which I think is going to replace Wall of Storms. I just don't think that I like this as much as I could. I don't know, is there any reason why I would want Flame Skull? Probably not. And I already get Major Brutality and Sorcery from my jabs. My jabs are so strong. I guess I could use an engagement tool. So like I could put this on the back bar. I would replace Wall of Storms. Actually, let's move these around real quick so that levels up faster on the front bar. I would replace Wall of Storms with Shocking Siphon when I'm ready. And then on the front bar, I can either take the Piercing Javelin, which I feel like Toppling Charge, not Piercing Javelin. I feel like I should take Toppling Charge, because it gives me major protections. It's also a taunt, which is good for group play, depending on what I'm doing. Like, Lotus Fan's nice, but we already have access to minor vulnerability. It's AoE, which is cool. That I appreciate, but it does have a cast time too. This is instant. And, oh, they're both 22 meters. I think that's good. I think that's a good combination. Part of me wants something different that activates minor force. Part of me wants accelerate. It's still 20 seconds. It doesn't do the bleed damage, but I can activate it ahead of time. Like this, I have to pretty much wait until I'm directly in the middle of the enemies to put on the ground. And I do like it. It's also an AoE, which I didn't even consider. This is quite good, actually. So the only damage over time then we would have in our kit would end up being Boneyard. And Boneyard is just very good. So like everything else is, well, okay, we've got the bleed damage from Burp Trap, but every single thing else is direct damage. Why do I have Meditate and Undo? Why didn't I pull those skill points out? I think that's good, dude. Okay. And I'm also thinking the Pale Order ring. So I'd replace one of the Order's Wrath rings with Pale Order. I would probably take the crit chance from the Slime Crawl helmet and then take like a shoulder piece of the Order's Wrath and keep it medium. Celine's is fun. And it does a freaking piss ton of damage. Like a ridiculous amount of damage. Or, oh, you know what? We're going to this guy's house anyway, right? And it's part of our fancy little golden pursuits. We're gonna goof around here for like 10 or so minutes. We have to wrap up soon, unfortunately. I've got to go to work. It might be a good thing that I start the streams before work instead of after, because I'd just be staying up all night, and that's bad. I need to sleep, dude. I do think that the Pale Order would be really, really good for solo play, and then it would just be exchangeable for any other ring. I don't see a reason why we couldn't just use, like, Markins. That was like 60k for that brief moment. And without being refined or upgraded or anything like that, I feel like that's pretty good. I actually feel like that's really good. Because if think about it, like if I refined my build, my technique too, and like I got good at the rotation, and I made all my gear gold, we'd probably throw another 30 or 40,000 DPS on top of the build. Oh, look. They changed it. What a bunch of slime bags. Slime bags! So Slime Crawl used to give... What is 130 or 109? 109 plus 634. It adds up. The one-piece bonus for Slime Crawl used to be 734. They divided that difference out to make the crit chance from the one-piece bonus the same crit chance value of every other single-piece bonus. Like Innate Axiom's got 634. Order's Wrath has 634. With the exception of their 5-piece bonus. That's different. They split it, so you have to wear the full set in order to get the buff from the crit chance. So, say it, 634 divided by 219.3. It's it's an extra 2.89 crit chance. Or I could take the weapon and spell damage from this. We're gonna just roll crit chance for now. We'll take Celine's shoulder piece off. And then, do I have a pale odor on my person? I think I probably do. I bet I have both rings. I do. So, Markins is cool. I don't see a problem with that. So, solo play, we get pale odor. Group play, we get Markins. And then the shoulder piece needs to be whatever ring I just replaced, which I believe was something I don't remember. Water's Wrath. Right? Yeah. Shoulder piece. Shoulder piece needs medium. Oh. I don't know where I'm scrolling, dude. That's what I wanted. Divines, level 160. That's not a set item. Medium, Divines, Shoulders, 160. I think that's all I needed. I almost made all of them. That would have sucked. Oh, I need to upgrade it. Doi. There it is. So, while we're just running around, yeah, we're gonna be messing the proc from Celine's, which is fun to land, but it's inconsistent enough that I don't feel like it's gonna make that much of a difference, and we're gonna be so much more survivable for it too. I need a stamina enchantment, I believe. So we're looking for Rapora Odani. Reikuta.
Rapora Denis.
Or Reikuta. Cool. So, I don't know, it's not really going to make too much of a difference, but if we run back out here, we just like smack that dummy for a minute. And see how that feels. I don't know if I had food active last time. I don't know if I did. I think maybe not. But we do now, and we do have the Oaken Soul ring, or sorry, the wrong ring on. So let's put that on. That'll increase our weapon and spell damage just a little bit. Yeah, that was a really bad display of what the DPS could be. I feel like that was poor rotation. Alright, we're floating around the same, which I think is a good thing. If I was a little bit cleaner with it, I think we could definitely exceed our 56 that I had from the last time. I think it was, that one was 55, though the first one that I did when I showed up with Celine's active was 56. So, yeah, it could use a little bit of TLC, could use some love. I do think Slime Crawl's bad now. I think maybe it's better to take like a weapon and spell damage. maybe. What did I say? It's 2.9% increase to your crit chance. It probably rounds down with decimals like that, so realistically you're looking at 2.8. I mean, that does sit us at 60%. And that's without, where is it? That's without Shocking Siphons active giving us Prophecy and Savagery, which is going to be like another 12%, I think. 12 or 13%. There's more pen right there. Damage over time effects are going to be increased soon. We're going to have... I'm assuming this just gives us more time and not more crit damage. But regardless, like, we're freaking flying, dude. I feel like this subclassing is a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. I really wish I could put more time in it for like during the week, but I just can't, unfortunately. So we are going to have to wrap this sucker up. With that being said, there is a Discord. The link to said Discord is down below in whatever you're watching on. There's Twitch and YouTube. We rock them suckers at the same time. Links to those too. And thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for hanging out, man. It's always a pleasure, and I wish you guys the absolute best. Like I said, Discord, man, check that sucker out. We need more people just chatting and having a good time in there. If you want to share your builds, if you want to share anything at all, we've got like segments for everything. There's other content creators that don't necessarily do ESO, but they're very good people. They've got awesome communities. There's a whole channel designated to links to their channels, and then there is a million other things in that Discord. So I recommend it, man. It's a good way to stay up to date and stuff like that. I will be getting you guys a schedule soon too. I keep saying it's going to be soon. I keep putting it off. I promise I'll get it to you eventually. I'm thinking this weekend is when I'll be comfortable enough with the schedule that I can say, like, all right, this is for sure how it's going to stay. But anyways, good night to you all, whatever time it is. See you later, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.